Hello, my friends. Welcome to the Electric Viking. Fantastic to see you. Hope you had an awesome day. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. It's a fairly new channel. I honestly didn't believe I'd have this many subscribers after only 4 or 5 months. Really fun to see it. And it's exciting. It's inspiring me to do more research on the EV industry, to make more videos, and to find out exactly what is going on, exactly what is really going on. Now, NIO's William Li expects China's NEV, new energy vehicle penetration rate, to reach 20% next year. And this means the Chinese government are way ahead of their goals. They aim to reach 20% penetration in 2025. And in August of this year, they reached 18%. So they're nearly 4 years ahead of their goals. Clearly, they're subsidizing of the industry in many ways, numerous ways. I mean, let's start with this, right? Every car, every manufacturer makes, whether that's a full EV or a plug-in hybrid, gets a subsidy from the Chinese government, number one. Number two, if the car has a long enough range, it gets an additional subsidy that goes to the customer. Number three, there are state subsidies all over China. Build your factory here, we'll give you the land for free. Build your factory here, we'll give you this much money. So there's three different, or multiple different ways, but three key areas here where basically the country of China is trying to take over the vehicle market. And not only the vehicle market for EVs, just the vehicle market worldwide. Not only the vehicle market worldwide, but also the energy market. Yep, that's their plan, to take over the energy market, not just automotive, energy full stop. And well, they have the world's fourth largest battery company in BYD, which I believe will be one of the world's 3 largest automotive companies by 2030. They also have the world's first largest battery company in the world in CATL. And CATL will only extend their lead over second placed LG Chem, or LG Energy Solutions as they like to be called now, because of the recent spate of fires in the Chevy Bolt, which has led to recalls of the LG batteries in that vehicle. Same problem for Hyundai. They've had to recall their vehicles with LG batteries in them as well. So automakers are turned off LG Chem at the moment. So I believe you will see a decline in their deployment of batteries in comparison to their competition. There won't be a decline in the deployment because batteries are needed. Everyone needs them. And basically, some companies just don't have a choice. But remember, the big players, they do have a choice. The big players like Volkswagen, they can make a choice. Now, China's new energy market is growing beyond many people's expectations. And William Li, founder and chairman and CEO of NIO, has changed his view. You know what? The views of the CEOs of the 4 big companies, BYD, NIO, Li Auto, and Xpeng, they've all been changing. And they will continue to change up until about 2025, when all of them will say, oh, we've now changed our view. We're no longer saying 90% NEVs by 2030. It's now 100% EV by 2030. I almost guarantee it. But let's get back to the article. Now, speaking at the 2021 World New Energy Vehicle Congress in southern China's Henan province on September 16, Li said that the percentage of new energy vehicle sales among all vehicle sales, or penetration rate in China, will likely reach 20% next year. According to China's New Energy Vehicle Industry Development Plan 2021 to 2035, released last year, the country aims to achieve a 20% penetration rate of NEVs by 2025. So they'll be at least 3 years ahead of this plan, as I believe it's actually going to happen this year. Anyway, Li believes the country's industry plan is prudent in its goals, and from the perspective of new energy vehicle promotion, once users accept it, it will spread very quickly. No one wants old shit dinosaur technology. No one wants ICE, basically, if they can avoid it. And in China, they most certainly can. There are so many good quality EVs there at a price that people can afford. For example, the Wuling Hongwan Mini EV. The new model has increased in size, doubled in battery size, doubled in range, doubled in power, and will cost exactly the same amount of money because it now qualifies for a new set of subsidies, which means you just pay the same 5,000 US dollars to get a car with a 300-kilometer range. That is pretty damn impressive and pretty damn compelling. Now, data released earlier this month by the China Passenger Car Association, CPCA, showed that China's retail penetration of NEVs reached 17% in August. In the January to August period, the rate was 11.6%, but it's gone up every month ever since, which is a significant increase from 5.8% in 2020. Now, if we look at this, right, the figure has, by the end of this year, way more than doubled. It's gone from 5.8% to 12% this year, but we hit 17% in August. So we're likely to see 20% minimum by December, which means that by the end of the year, we should see probably a 13 to 14% figure for the entire year. Obviously, we're easily going to hit 20% in 2022 for the entire year. I think higher than that. I'd be more looking at the likely figure of 25% NEV penetration rate in China in 2022. So what does that mean, right? If we're doubling year on year or nearly doubling, then if we hit 25% in 2022, well, we'll at least hit 40% in 2023. And by 2025, well, I think we'll be looking at about an 80% NEV penetration rate in China. Have a think about those numbers. That's an enormous auto industry. It's a much bigger auto industry than the United States, much bigger than Europe. It's pretty compelling. Now, in August, new energy vehicle penetration among local brands reached 35% and 10% among luxury vehicles, compared to 3% among mainstream joint venture brands, the CPCA said. So you can see the joint venture brands, meaning, right, this is the interesting part, meaning Toyota, JVs, all the overseas car makers except Tesla have to have a JV to sell cars in China. Honda, Toyota, Mitsubishi, Nissan, everyone, BMW, Volkswagen, they all have JVs, and only 3% of their vehicles were NEVs. What are the increasing car sales in China? NEVs, massively. What is decreasing in China? Well, ICE is decreasing enormously. In fact, the overall car market is down by 15% in China, whereas NEVs are up enormously this year by more than double, as I said. So you can see what's happening to these mainstream car brands in China. They're being squeezed out. Now, in March, China's NEV penetration rate exceeded 10% for the first time, and Li said in late April that increasing the share of electric vehicles in China's new vehicle sales from 10% to 20% would certainly be achieved within 2 years. Well, obviously he was wrong. He just didn't realize how quickly it's happening. And I've been saying this and no one seems to be listening. Lee, start listening. Watch my channel. I'm telling you, it's going to happen quicker than you think. Anyway, at the China Auto Chongqing Summit 2021, held in June 13 in the southwestern Chinese city of Chongqing, Li said that China could reach 90% penetration of smart electric vehicles by 2030. Well, it's going to be 100%. There you go. I've said it, and it'll happen. Anyway, maybe the number in my mind is a little bit more optimistic than that. So he thinks it's going to be 100. There are a lot of driving factors behind this, most notably technology, especially autonomous driving related technology. Now on that, I 100% agree. Autonomous driving technology, whoa, that is going to really change things up. Now, one of the companies that I believe is doing quite well with autonomous driving technology is Xpeng. So is Tesla. I'm invested in both. I recommend having a look at those companies. Huge potential there. Now, as you can see, there's some serious game-changing things happening in China. And I don't say that lightly. I say that very, very seriously. Enormous disruption is about to happen. Now, I'm in the process of making another video about all the engineers being poached from Japanese companies and brought over to Chinese companies who sell electric cars. Basically, the Chinese are paying whatever they have to pay to bring over the brightest tech engineers, the best talent, because they can afford it and they're willing to spend. Interesting, the talent is being poached. This is another thing to look out for. Thanks for watching the video. Looking forward to seeing you again on the next one. Bye-bye.